Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And I'm back with part 2 of What If Naruto Was Trigon, the demon of the DC universe. The great demon lord, the being that transcends dimensions. Father of Raven. Remember to get this one too. 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And I already posted 2 new videos over an anime symbol and anime prints, so go ahead and check out those and enjoy guys. And don't forget, if you have your ideas, simply comment on any of the latest videos or simply comment in the community tab. I'll go ahead and check it out. So without further ado or wasting more time, don't forget to turn on the bell notification. Let us jump right into this brand new episode, shall we? Begin the intro. So, to do a bit of a recap for the last part that we left off. The matriarch at the orphanage, she watched a young boy. His name was Naruto Uzumaki. It wasn't the 9 tails that made him special. This boy was abnormal. Long before that though, we get to see Trigon, a being that is fighting something maybe even more terrifying than himself. His essence and consciousness was split and destroyed, but a fragment of it remained, and it awakened inside of a boy, Naruto Uzumaki. Not retaining his memories, but the source inside of him was growing since he was a baby. Naruto was odd. He could manipulate subtle things, he could do certain things that had people questioning their own sanity. He played the fool. He learned about the 9 tails from a young age, as the 9 tails and him were beginning to work together. The beast, wanting its freedom if it meant working with you could not call Naruto a human. The 9 tails realized that he wasn't. It was far from that. More time passed as Naruto started to manipulate events into his favor. Slowly the source inside of him started to grow stronger and stronger. As the time passed by, Naruto's strength started to evolve. He started to manipulate people in strange ways. A friendship was formed between him and Hinata Hyuga, as Naruto saw something inside of her. Maybe it was her gentle nature that he wanted to corrupt. However, slowly, she started to actually seek him out, because he made her feel stronger. When he was alone sometimes and he said what he wanted to say, she wished she could be like that. He was he was special, she observed from a distance. Yes, so there was a friendship building there. Naruto started to do a lot. He started to tamper with animals, overwhelming them with the shadow ability that he seemed to possess. But it was far more complex than that, as he was taking their souls. He tried it on a massive reptile. The process was much longer, but a moment later, the snake that he now called Legion was a part of him. He could feel it. Its soul, its essence, all of it belongs to him. It was truly a strange and abnormal feeling. As the time went by, Mizuki tried to steal a forbidden scroll. That is when Naruto intervened and tried the process on a human, as he turned Mizuki into the first hybrid, half human, half demon, now serving in his demonic army that he was going to raise. Naruto was proud of himself. He told Mizuki to return back to the academy, to pretend like everything was normal. Naruto did not strip Mizuki of his personality or emotions, but He had complete say over him, and Naruto preferred it that way. So that was the day where it truly began. Naruto Uzumaki truly tapping into the power that made him a god amongst men, or a demon amongst men if you will. So yeah guys, basically let's spell it off. You guys can switch across, so please check it out for yourself. So yeah, let's begin this now guys. The classroom was buzzing. The children were here. As they were waiting for team assignments, Naruto sat in the back, Hinata not too far away from him, as his eyes were closed. Through Legion senses, he could monitor the village. The envoy patrols as Legion ran through the old pipes, the old underground sector of Konoha moving around. And Naruto could also monitor Mizuki as well, watching him teach a class 3 years younger, in 3 buildings away. The demon was wearing his human mask rather well, showing no problems or no signs of transformation. Through the rats moving across Konoha, he tasted the emotion of the people going across Konoha. Anger, fear, jealousy, ambition. As he closed his eyes and relaxed, Kurama spoke up. You are different today. Stronger. The human you transform, his soul fed you. It feeds you even now. Yes, Naruto said. It's not just about dominating him. The connection itself provides sustenance. His fear, his dark emotion, it channeled through our bond. Interesting, Kurama said. So each demon that you create, it's not just a servant, but a conduit, a way to feed you even when you're not actively hunting. You're beginning to understand your true nature, Kurama said. Not all of it, said Naruto. The memories are still fragmented, but I can feel closer, like something is starting to wake up inside of me. Like there's a past version of myself where I can truly understand what Team 7, Naruto inner monologue was cut off. Naruto Uzumaki, Sakura Haruno, and Sasuke Uchiha. Your instructor would be Kakashi Hatake. He opened his eyes as he saw Sakura. She was delighted. She was on a team with Sasuke. She barely looked towards Naruto, not caring about his involvement. She got what she wanted. She was on a team with Sasuke. She was overwhelmed. Excited. Time skip. Kakashi was late once again. To others that was not new. But it gave Naruto time to study his teammates. Sakura. She wear her emotions on her sleeve. She was easy to manipulate. Very, very easy. Her love for Sasuke, her rivalry with Ino, her frustration with him. She was easy to toy with. Then we had Sasuke. He was more interesting. He had an emotional wall. It was back behind so much trauma. Self-control kept him in check. His walls remained intact. Naruto could feel it, his rage to his brother, his desperation for power, that endless pit in his chest, where no matter of training could actually fix it. He was broken, but he tried to pretend like he was not. He was truly broken. Yo! He was interrupted once again as Kakashi arrived, greeting them. Their Jonin sensei, the man that was supposed to inspire them, to make them better shinobis. However, judging by his attitude, despite his strength, it didn't seem to be his forte. As he told them his first impression, he did not like them. It wasn't much else to say. Well, they were going to have a little test tomorrow. He advised them not to eat any breakfast. Once the whole thing came to an end, what a jerk, Sakura said. He's testing us, obviously, Sasuke said. Naruto remained quiet, knowing a lot about the copy ninja, as he would like to see what he can do close up. He had been monitoring him, fully aware that Kakashi was standing by the memorial stone, mourning his past teammates. Time skip. When he arrived late once again the next day, he told them, the rules are simple. They were to get a bell before noon. If they fail, they would go back to the academy. Sakura immediately noticed something was wrong. But there are three of us, she said confused. Yes, that's right. That means no matter what, one of you will be going back. Now come at me with the intent to kill. With that, he kickstarted the test. All of them vanished as Naruto appeared, watching him from the bushes. He already figured out what they had to do. However, Naruto had something else in mind, reaching deep down into memories that weren't quite his own. The shadows at the edge of the training field, they started to ripple, they started to move. Legion, now nearly 6 meters long and thick as a man's thigh, slithered into view. A transformed fox also arrived. Its coat, black as night, its eyes, glowing red. If you were not careful, you will mistake it for the shadow on the ground. And there was a new rat. This one he transformed yesterday. It was large, about the size of a small dog, with elongated limbs and an intelligent gaze in those crimson eyes. You're revealing yourself, Kurama questioned. Only a little, said Naruto, just to see how they will react. Naruto allowed them to move in. Immediately, he picked up on Kakashi's surprise. Where did those creatures come from? Are they some kind of summons? As Naruto moved, Sakura spoke up. Naruto, she said. What the hell are those things? My friends, Naruto said, as he reached out with the will of his power, connecting to the web of life around him. Every bird, insect, small creatures in the training field, they all suddenly became aware of him. As Naruto overtook them, they became extension of his consciousness. This was different, this was new. His power was extending to pure awareness, not just control. Kakashi Hatake was shocked and surprised, and decided to do a little test. It was meant to startle Naruto to truly see what he can do. Lightning coursed on his hand, far, far, far weaker than his normal Chidori. It wasn't even fully manifested yet. He appeared in front of Naruto and drove it towards him. He wanted to see the reaction. However, Naruto looked up. He wasn't shocked, he wasn't surprised. As black flames ignited, clashing against Kakashi's lightning. The copy ninja jumped back, the others watching in shock. What was that? Kakashi said, having felt something truly strange upon seeing the animals. And his test came with success. Naruto himself looked rather surprised as well. I don't know. It was partly true. He knew what it was in a way, like a child knowing that fire was hot. It was an instinct, but he didn't understand it. It just came out. Kakashi thought that Naruto was hiding something big, and his test seemed to bring something to light. Those creatures, you were the one that summoned them. I didn't summon them, said Naruto. They've always been with me. I found them in the Forest of Death. I've been training with them. The Forest of Death? That place is forbidden for academy students. I know, but no one ever stopped me, said Naruto. It was his game, yes. Quite innocent on his part. After all, he was a child. No one ever put a stop to his action. Children were impulsive and did things that they should not. However, Kakashi was growing suspicious, and Naruto could feel it. After the test, we're gonna have a little conversation with the Hokage, he said. That is when things became a whole lot worse. If you want. But first, Naruto's smile widened. Shouldn't we finish the test? Kakashi felt it, the sensation swallowing him, directed towards him. The power felt wrong. It was no chakra. It wasn't even a fox. It seems like something darker, something much more demonic. The copy ninja called out. "You two," he said. "Sakura, Sasuke, stand down." Confusion marred their faces, but Naruto's smile did not dissipate. The copy ninja summoned over 3 clones. Naruto tilted his head. Kakashi looked towards the creatures that surrounded him, knowing that they weren't just gonna stand down. "I thought we could have at least finished the test. But if you truly want to test me, fine then," said Naruto. The copy ninja raised a kunai, disturbed by what he was feeling. "I don't really want to hurt anyone," said Naruto. "Can't we just talk? After you explain, what exactly are you?" Kakashi said as he gazed into the crimson eyes of the creatures. "I'm Naruto Uzumaki, Genin of Konoha. Or perhaps you're asking, the Jinjulki of the 9 Tails. Isn't that enough? No. This power, it doesn't belong to the fox. It's not chakra. It's something else." "Well, he's not wrong," Kurama said. "It seems like he's picked up on the energy. Older, more darker than anything that he's ever sensed. It seems he's seen you as a real threat now. He seems concerned." Naruto smiled even more at that. "I wonder just how much more I can pull," said Naruto. "You can try. But at the rate you're going, if you pull too much, you might end up hurting yourself. You're still inexperienced, and your body is still not yet fully mature." Naruto weighed his options. Play innocent and let Kakashi drag him to the Hokage. That was probably the smart move, the safe move. But something inside of him resisted, and that is what Kakashi picked up on. Kakashi saw the silhouette behind Naruto. He couldn't make it out, but whatever it was terrified the copy ninja so much, he was willing to actually attack Naruto. A part of his mind told him that weakness was unacceptable. Retreating was something he never do. Okay, a little demonstration is in order. For a brief moment, Naruto's shadow flickered on the ground, showing something monstrous. Kakashi felt some chills run down his spine. Naruto started to pull deeper and deeper and deeper. Reality rippled just slightly. It wasn't any explosions or any shockwaves, but the air in the training ground felt oppressive, heavy, dense. Kakashi felt a primal terror that he never felt before. His body wanted to run. Sasuke dropped to his knees. The feeling was so overwhelming his Sharingan. It awakened. It awakened in a desperate attempt to try to comprehend what he was actually sensing. Sakura simply fainted, unable to keep up or understand what was going on, her mind forcefully shutting down to keep her safe. The clones tried to restrain the creatures, only for Legion to grow, spikes appearing along its back. The fox size doubled, and the rat became something more demonic, something more terrifying. As Kakashi saw Naruto's shadow, while Naruto himself did not physically change, he could see 6 eyes, and even more, as they twist and ride on the ground. As Naruto stepped forward, "This is what I am, or at least a fragment of it," he said. "I don't have a name for it yet. The memories are still fragmented. But I know what I was meant to do. To conquer, to dominate, to rule. Not through strength alone. Through fear, through corruption. Through transforming everything, I turned into an extension of my will." As he took another step, Kakashi wanted to move, he wanted to run. But his body was being overwhelmed, he could not move. But sensei, here's the thing. I don't want to destroy Konoha. Despite everything, the hate, the fear, the way they look at me. They're my people. Flawed and broken. Hypocritical, but mine. The pressure suddenly released as Naruto creatures return back to their normal form. Naruto seemed rather tired. I'm not your enemy, Naruto said, unless you make me. Then come with me to the tower immediately, Kakashi said, as he finally found his voice. Well then, let us take a little walk. Time skip. There was more people than usual in the office. Kakashi's eyes was focused on Naruto, as he had brought down his headband back, only showing one now though. Hiruzen sat behind his desk, two envoys at the door, and there was Danzo Shamura as well, within the office. Despite it seeming like a interrogation by some of the most imposing people within Konoha, Naruto seemed rather calm as he sat in the center. Explain. Hiruzen simply said, I have abilities that are not related to the Nine Tails. Through the fox, I have learned to some degree how to control these abilities. So you can say that we're cooperating to some degree. These abilities allow me to influence animals, transform them, bind them to my will, said Naruto. I also possess a type of energy that is not exactly chakra. Demonstrate. Danzo said from the corner. Naruto's eye flicked to the man. He could sense it, the darkness, the ambition to sacrifice anything and anyone for power and control. This man was dangerous, perhaps the most dangerous in here, not in a physical stand-wise, but in terms of his mentality, his morals. No, Naruto said. Danzo blinked. That was not a request. I don't care. I'm not some performing monkey. Naruto met Danzo's gaze without blinking. And I'm not stupid enough to show someone my full capability, for them to understand every inch of me, especially someone that wants to use me as a weapon, Naruto Hiruzen said, his tone gentle but firm. Danzo here is the elder of the village. You will show him respect. I owe him nothing, said Naruto. Just like he owes me nothing, except for suspicion and fear. Isn't that right? Danzo-sama, said Naruto, his tone lacking any sort of respect. You already plan how to control and eliminate me if necessary. If I pose some kind of threat. It has a particular taste. Danzo did not deny a single thing that Naruto said. This boy is dangerous, Hiruzen. You've read Kakashi's report. The unknown abilities, the creatures that shouldn't exist, power that feel demonic, that is even more suffocating than the Nine Tails. The seal is intact, Hiruzen said. It had been around 2 hours before Naruto was properly brought in. Not to mention they had checked him to make sure everything was on the up and up, but they couldn't find anything suspicious without him allowing them to. Then something else is wrong with him, Danzo said. Perhaps he should be held in isolation until we can understand. No, Naruto said. I'm not going in any isolation. I'm not going in any cell. I'm not going to be experimented on. I'm not going to be studied or sealed away. There's a reason why Naruto decided to reveal himself, knowing that on missions it would be much more complicated and he would have to hold back too much. But now, it was a different case entirely. When Naruto got to his feet, the shadows in the room seemed to move. These men were a very dangerous man who has lived for a long time now. They've seen darkness of this world, and they were not someone that scared easily, even as the degree in the room dropped, as the air grew thick and tense. I said what I said so you would understand the truth, Kakashi-sensei. Konoha is not my enemy. I like it here. I have friends. a home, a life. But if you try to cage me, I will leave. And when I go, I will take this village apart if it tries to stop me. Not through destruction, but through transformation. By creating more of what I am. A threat, Danzo said. Against the Hokage himself? No, a promise. I don't make threats. Naruto turned to Hiruzen. You've been kind to me, old man. You've protected me. You've kept me safe. When others wanted me dead, I appreciate that. But don't mistake my appreciation for submission, said Naruto. The silence in the room was heavy, as Hiruzen studied Naruto for a long time. What do you want, he said. To be left alone. To train with my team. To become a proper ninja of Konoha. To be treated like what I am. A powerful asset who chooses to serve the village. Not as a prisoner. Who needs to be contained. And these ability of yours, Hiruzen said, will they prove a threat to your teammates and your friends around you, he questioned. They are a part of me, not techniques I've learned, and I'm not above allowing you to understand. As long as I'm not placed as some kind of lab rat in some kind of experiments. Naruto said calmly. This situation was very delicate. So many unknowns. If they were to make a move against Naruto right now, they would be dabbling into something that they weren't aware of. Hiruzen was rather aware that Naruto was different. From the orphanage, from the constant reports that he got. Hiruzen had been monitoring Naruto, but he never knew that. The boy knew so much about himself to a degree that they did not. As all of them stood there gazing towards him, watching him very carefully. Hiruzen looked towards Kakashi. Your assessment, he said. As it seems like he wasn't about to tell Naruto to leave so they can talk. Kakashi spoke he's dangerous. Possibly more dangerous than any genin in the village history. But he's also sincere. He didn't want to hide his abilities because he wants us to know as we venture out on missions. He doesn't want to destroy Konoha. He wants to belong to it. Even if belonging means accepting his monstrous nature, Danzo said. I'm not a monster, said Naruto. I'm something else. Something with a proper name in another world. But monster, they destroy meaningless. They're wild, unpredictable, and crazy. I choose my action. I choose to be here. Don't mix that up for something else. There was another long pause. Very well, Hiruzen said. You will continue on Team 7, but understand this. You will be watched and carefully. And if there's any sign of you being a threat to this village, or if you put anyone within this village in harm. Hiruzen did not finish the sentence. However, both of their eyes locked as Naruto understood what the implications were. This is madness, allowing him to simply proceed under these clear, disrespectful ways, without proper understanding. Danzo said, up until now, there has been a lot that he's kept away from all of us, Hiruzen said, watching Naruto. And he possessed strength that is far more dangerous. And I believe a reason why he's showing us all this today. Showing that he possessed the capability to have done a lot much worse to those that see him as a threat. Because he possessed information that I did not tell him. Hiruzen said he was definitely talking about the Nine Tails. Yet, throughout his 12 years within the village, he's not harmed a single soul, despite the unfair treatment that he's received. Hiruzen said, looking towards Naruto, understanding why Kakashi believed that Naruto was sincere. Naruto was dismissed. Once he was gone. Tell me that was just for show, Danzo questioned. Naruto is powerful. I've known there was something different about him for the longest time now, Hiruzen said, and I've monitored the situation, but he has done nothing to show that he's a threat to the village. Denying him becoming a ninja, putting him down a path of exile and isolation will only do us wrong. We have an opportunity here to understand exactly what we're dealing with. I believe what he's saying is truthful, that he posed no threat to us. But he will be monitored, and Kakashi, you will tell us everything that you find. Is that understood? Kakashi nodded. Meanwhile, well played, Kurama said. You gave them enough. You were honest enough for them to understand. They still suspect a lot, especially Danzo even now. Well, he's the most dangerous of them all, in terms of his actions against me. Then you should kill him. Not yet, said Naruto. I've just formed a connection of trust. Having Danzo die so quickly would prove to be ill-advised on my part, said Naruto. However, I no longer have to hold myself back that much, said Naruto, as he smiled. 2 weeks later, Team 7 was heading out. Since their bell tests, they were doing a lot of D ranks. Finally, though, they got something better, a mission outside the village. Sasuke should be happy. He awakened the Sharingan, but what he saw from Naruto had shaken him. Sasuke thought he understood power. He was supposed to be the strongest genin, but when he had looked at Naruto, he saw something that scared him in ways that he truly didn't understand. But Naruto has returned back to his normal self. Back to the dead last, back to the oblivious fool that was completely different in the office. Kakashi realized that the mask was back in place. It was a way to allow people around him to see him as less threatening. Kakashi hadn't kept his eyes off him though. The incident was better left forgotten in terms of Team 7. Sakura, having no idea what had happened as she had blacked out. She was just happy though that she was on a team with Sasuke. Naruto was happy though. Legion and his others had already scouted the area. He knew that Kazuna was lying about the mission. He knew there was much greater enemies ahead. As he was rather aware that there was an ambush coming up, he was walking and going with the flow. Kakashi was seemingly torn apart. As Sasuke jumped into action, the demon brothers proved to be formidable. Together they were a perfect unit. Sasuke was able to suspend their chain though. Kakashi watched from the trees. The demon brother was in mid-strike, rushing towards him as Naruto said one word. There was no chakra, there was no amplification of Kurama's power. Fall. The demon brother stepped back, struggling, as Naruto reached out and wrapped around his consciousness. The other one, stunned at his brother suddenly stopping, confused. What the hell are you doing? Take him out! Fall. Naruto said once again, his words becoming like a echo in his mind. They wrapped around his consciousness like a chain. His eyes went white. Sasuke jumped and kicked the other one across his face. The moment of distraction. He fell back, but he was not unconscious. He twisted for his blade, but Sasuke flipped over it and drove his heel down. The demon brother blocked it though. Kakashi appeared out of nowhere. One hit and took him out. He dropped down to the ground. Sakura was confused. What did you do to him? She said, looking at the demon brother that was on his knees. I stopped him, said Naruto. How? She questioned. Does it really matter? The truth was revealed. But they did not go back though. Kakashi already knew that Naruto was stronger than most. His help would be necessary and efficient in this upcoming battle. However, Naruto felt himself growing stronger. He could have transformed the demon brother into a demonic servant, but he did not. It would give away too much. Kakashi would be aware about too much too quickly. He could feel his dominance growing a lot more. Then again, that threat wasn't as strong as most, but still. Alright, the mission is now a B, possibly A rank. Kakashi told them, threats arise, they will stay back and he will handle the true threat, as he kept them in line. Finally though, as they proceed, the man revealed himself. Not just any man, they call him a demon. Kakashi Hatake. No wonder the demon brothers did not show. Kakashi shouted to them to get into formation, as Naruto did not need his eyes though. He did not need his eyes to see through the mist. Legion moved through the mist. His fox moved across the trees, leaping from one to another. His rats scurry across the ground. His birds took to the sky. Zabuza tried to frighten them, as he started to list out the parts that he could dissect before they even know it. Which one should I take first? He questioned, trying to put them in a state of fear. However, Naruto suddenly laughed, the sensation breaking that strange compulsion that he was just speaking with. Is that supposed to be frightening? Naruto said. Because I felt worse from my own nightmares. Naruto, stop antagonizing him, Kakashi said. Why not? He's trying to do the same to us, trying to scare us. But we're not afraid. Bold words, brat. The voice came from behind them. Let us see what you'll do with true killer intent. Zabuza released it upon them, his intention to swallow them whole. My turn, said Naruto. For a split second, Naruto allowed the fragment of what he truly is bleed into the world. The entire environment almost destabilized. Nature itself recoiled and twisted away. The mist in the air immediately evaporated. Zabuza stumbled, feeling and understanding something that didn't just kill ninjas, something that take worlds. It was too much though, as Naruto felt the stress on his body. But it did. Terrified Zabuza as he was in the tree, having jumped away instantly. What the hell are you? He said, genuine fright in his tone. Just a genin from Konoha, a special one. Kakashi appeared behind Zabuza and kicked him out of the tree. Having marked him, the mist was cleared. A brutal battle took place, as the two of them vigorously clashed against each other. However, Naruto could detect through Legion senses the Hunter Nin, the fake Hunter Nin waiting for the opportunity. Naruto could sense the emotional bond between them. As the fight escalated, the Hunter Nin watching, Kakashi clashed against Zabuza vigorously. As they went on the water, Kakashi got the upper hand. Zabuza was still shaking from what he saw. He almost died until needles injected themselves into his neck. I apologize for the delay, Haku said. I've been tracking him for some time now. As he presented himself as a Hunter Nin, the voice was right, the outfit was right. Kakashi had his suspicions as well, but without proof he could not act. As Haku took the body and vanished away. Well, that was unexpected, said Kakashi. He's not dead. They all turned towards Naruto. What? Sakura said. The Hunter Nin. He was Zabuza's accomplice, Naruto said. He didn't kill him, he rescued him. Those needles did not hit any vital points. He's just down for the time being. How do you know that? Sasuke said. I pay attention, said Naruto. The angles were all wrong. The lack of blood. It was all wrong for a real kill. You're right. He is, Sakura said, looking towards Kakashi. This means Zabuza will be coming back with help. I need to get you guys ready. Time skip. Team 7 was training as they were in the forest beside the house of Tazuna. Naruto played along with their little training exercise. He had stated before that he was not good with chakra, but that was a lie. The years of working with Kurama allow him to get a good grasp over his chakra, while his animals spread across the nation as they were trying to locate others to bring to his legion. Naruto had ventured out. Kakashi wanted to monitor him, but the man was exhausted from the battle with Zabuza. Naruto promised that he wouldn't go too far. He stumbled across the Hunter Nin, pretending to be someone they weren't. "I know who you are." Naruto cut him off as he was trying to pretend to be a standard civilian. You could see the instant shift. "How did you know?" "I pay attention. I also know that Zabuza is alive." "You love him. A father-son relationship, I presume." "I am his tool. He gave me purpose." Naruto blinked as he tilted his head. "That is what you tell yourself. But the truth is more complicated." Naruto could feel the turmoil underneath everything. "You're so afraid that if you're not useful enough, he will discard you. That your value is only in your strength. You don't know anything about me." "Don't I?" said Naruto. "I know what it's like to be seen as a thing, rather than a person. I know what it's like to have power to make people fear you. I know what it's like to want to be somewhere, to belong to something and someone." He started to touch the edge of Haku consciousness with his will. Haku felt the sensation. What are you doing?" "Showing you that we're not so different," said Naruto. "You and I, both weapons to be used by people. But we are more than that. We can become more." "What are you suggesting?" "Nothing yet. Just think about it. When Zabuza comes for us, and he will, you will have a choice to make about whether you want to die for him, if that is what you truly want. I am his tool. I have no other purpose." "Everyone has a purpose. Even demons," said Naruto. Before Haku could respond, he walked away, turning his back. It was like he did not think of him as anything threatening. A week later, the construction was on its way. Unfortunately though, the demon arrived. "Round 2, he said. Kakashi stepped forward, telling Team 7 to stay back. But this time though, Zabuza wasn't alone. "Stay back," Sasuke said, activating his Sharingan. "I'll handle this." "Oh, will you now?" said Naruto, amused by Sasuke's arrogance. "You're fast," Haku said, as Sasuke was able to match the speed that he was going at. But not fast enough. He grabbed him and threw him away. "He might not be, but I am," said Naruto, the shadows moving. Haku tried to outpace them, but his ankle was grabbed. Viciously, he was slammed into the bridge. "Now this is what I am. Beyond comprehension, beyond simple understanding. Not a Jenny, not a Jinjuliki. Something else. Something that doesn't belong in those categories." He could taste Haku's fear, his emotion barrier breaking apart, as years of self-conditioning, training to resist fear. But he was being overwhelmed. "I could kill you," said Naruto, "and it would be so easy. Your technique is impressive, but ultimately you're still human, still limited by physical laws, while I am not. Then do it. If you're going to kill me, do it. I am useless to Zabuza-sama. I have no purpose." There it is again. That obsession with being useful. "You're not listening. I don't want to kill you, Haku. I want to offer you something better," said Naruto. Haku was confused. As Naruto looked towards him, he released more of his power but not to attack, as he allowed Haku to see it. Memories, flashes, worlds being conquered, armies of demons. Power bending reality itself. Haku eyes widen behind the mask. You're... what are you? Still trying to figure that out, said Naruto. But you on the other hand, you're powerful. But you're being wasted as someone else's tool. Work with me instead, Naruto said. Not as a tool, but as something more. I can make you stronger. I can transform you into something that's a past. Human limitation. You mean, make me a monster? I can make you free, Naruto said. Free from your restriction. Free from the pain that you carry your entire life. You are already a monster in many people's eyes. An orphan with a bloodline limit. Trained by an assassin. Devoted to a missing nin. Society has already deemed you as what you are in their eyes. A monster. A problem. A tool, as you put it. I'm simply offering you the power that you can use to prove them wrong. Naruto could feel Gato thugs approaching, along with the man himself. They were armed and ready to kill everyone on the bridge. Time to make a choice. True freedom. True realization of what you are. Make it. Haku hesitated, the mirrors shattering. Not from the inside, but from the outside. It was Kakashi who had broken in, not hearing anything from the inside and fearing the worst. Zabuza was getting tired. Maintaining the mist and clashing with Kakashi was taking a lot out of him. Unfortunately though, well. He arrived on the bridge. Looks like I arrived just in time. And here I thought that I would have to waste so much money to give you, and you still haven't completed the job. Your first failure was enough. I already told myself that you wouldn't be getting a second chance. You little worm, said Zabuza, grabbing his blade. The army descended as Gato raised his hand. Kakashi moved towards his team and Tazuna. He was getting tired though. Sasuke injured from the senbons that had hit him. Sakura terrified. As the army approached, yet Naruto smiled. This is your moment. So many humans. So many fear. So much potential, Kurama said. Naruto's smile never left his face. Keep in mind, reveal too much, and you will become a bigger target. Make yourself lesser than you are, and they all might die. It's a difficult choice. Only one that you can make. Naruto dived deeper than he ever been. As he dived into Trigon, what he had been, reality itself started to ripple as Naruto started to dive into that power. A wave of malignant energy spread as it reached into the mind and heart of the thugs, as if it was carving into their very essence itself. They felt the weight of cosmic insignificance, how small they were in the complexity of the energy that coursed through and wrapped around them. They were the prey, and he was the predator. Half of them dropped their weapons and ran away. The others standing there, their body unable to respond. Run, charge, they couldn't make up their mind. Kakashi's Sharingan tried to make sense of what it was seeing. This was much worse than when he fought Naruto. For just a fraction of a second as the shadow passed over Naruto, Kakashi saw something larger, with 4 eyes, dark red skin. As Naruto went a bit too far, farther than he's ever went, he felt his body seize up. His small stature unable to handle so much power just yet, but it was enough power to traumatize every single thug that tried to approach. Even Gato himself diving into the water, but he could not swim. Naruto stood sane, despite the weight that pressed down on him, feeling like his body was trying to rip itself apart to transcend into something awful. What did you just do? Kakashi questioned. Naruto felt his throat, it felt raw. Save us. Isn't that what we're supposed to do? What did you turn into? I didn't turn into anything. I am what I am, said Naruto. I tried to tell you. I'm tired of hiding, Naruto said with a smile. Sometime the mask slips away. Sasuke backed away from the blonde, terrified at what he was looking at. Sakura felt like she wanted to faint once again. Unfortunately though, Naruto felt the weight of what just happened. It seems like he did go a bit too. He fell face first. Kurama laughing. Well done, demon child. Well done. To think that was only a fraction, a tiny little taste of what he can do. Kurama found himself intrigued as Haku gazed down towards him. Time skip. How long have you been sitting there, Naruto questioned, as he woke up in a bed that wasn't his own. You've been unconscious for 2 days. That long? What happened, said Naruto. Zabuza went after Gato for his betrayal. Him and Haku went off with that. The thugs ran away, the village is safe. They're hailing you as their hero. But I want answers. What did you turn into? I told you I didn't turn into anything. I see no point in lying to you, Sensei. I see no point in lying most of the times. I've told you. I am different. I am not entirely human, said Naruto. Then what are you? Kakashi said his words sounding unsure. I'm not sure. Maybe a fragment, a reincarnation. Something special. Something powerful. Something unknown. My mind hasn't fully processed everything to understand it. Can you control what you are? Mostly. Haven't you seen my efforts to try and protect my team? You think of me as a threat, and you should, but not towards you and those around you. I am dangerous. I am powerful, but I'm still unknown. And it doesn't matter what I am or what I was, because right now I see myself as Naruto Uzumaki, and that will always be that even if I know what I was. So you're trying to say that you're no threat to the village or us? I've said this before, said Naruto. There was a knock. Tsunami and it was Iniri. They were delighted to see that he was awake. They were happy. Very much so. He saved them. He saved them all. However, they were not alone. Kakashi immediately was ready to fight. It was Haku. Of all people, this was unexpected. Can I speak to you alone? Haku questioned Naruto. Kakashi looked down towards Naruto as Naruto got up. Sure, he said. Can you give us some privacy? The copy ninja seemed unsure. 5 minutes. I'll be right outside, he said, his gaze fixed on Haku. If you try anything, I'm not here to fight. You can see that. Kakashi watched him still. He stepped outside. I've been thinking about what you said. About being more than a tool. I've heard that. People have said that to me more than a few times before, but you are the first person that actually made those words resonate to me in a way that I truly cannot understand. Zabuza-sama released me. Is that so? After the bridge, he told me. He told me to go, choose my own path. I think it was because of my own self-doubt. I spent the past day reflecting on it all. I think he see me as something bothered, something that would get in the way of the missions now. I've never experienced emotions like this before, understanding, questioning myself. He think that I'm broken, that I serve no other purpose for him. I'm sorry, said Naruto. He could feel the genuine care and sadness coursing through Haku. You were right. I was a tool. I didn't have any life. You offered to make me something more, to transform me. What did you mean by that? Naruto watched him carefully, studying every feature, observing his actions. Naruto could change him right here and now. However, he said what he said to Kakashi and he meant it. It didn't matter what he formerly was in the past. He was Naruto Uzumaki now. So that's the question, huh? Kurama said. This one action here will change your path. Walk down the road of power, conquest. Choose, make a choice. I can transform you, Naruto said. I can make you into what I am. I can make you stronger, faster, more durable. Give you abilities beyond bloodline limits. But it will bind you to me. Make you unable to disobey my will. You will be free from Zabuza but trapped to me instead. Haku blinked. Surprised by such honesty. Why? Why tell me this? Because I'm trying to be better than what I think I am. Or what I'm supposed to be. The old me, the one from the memories, would have transformed you without even a thought. Turn you into a puppet. However, I'm trying to be my own person. Whether that means being a monster. I will become my own monster and not tied to my past, Naruto said. Then is that it? Do you want to be a monster? Haku said. I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm not sure what I desire just yet. So I'll give you a better offer, seeing that I'm still undecided. Train with me. Not as a servant but as a partner, a friend. Allow me to understand my abilities and develop yours. And when I'm stronger, when I understand my powers, maybe I'll transform you in a way that doesn't enslave you. Give you the benefit without binding. This is a long-term investment based on trust. A reason to go on for you, said Naruto. Haku was quiet, thinking about the offer. I don't know. But you're still here, said Naruto. The moment you met me, you understand that I was different. And a part of you wanted that power because it would give you the freedom that you never had. You tell yourself over and over again that you're some ploy, that you're some tool, but deep down, a part of you desire freedom. And you saw what I can do. I can grant you that freedom. I need time. I'll think about it. To process who I am, to find out what I am, who I am, without Zabuza-sama. I'll find you again when I decide. Sure, said Naruto. He left. Kakashi stepped back inside, gazing towards Naruto. We will speak about everything once we get back to the village. There is still a lot of work left to be done. Keep in mind the people are fully aware of what you've done for them. It's a lot to take in. Time skip. Finally, the team head back to the village. So much has taken place. So much has happened at the Land of Wave. Kakashi's report was the best that he could give. The best that he understand. As Naruto seemed to possess some way of manipulating reality. His power that seemed so demonic was beyond the sight of the Sharingan. Something much older, something much more dangerous. Some of the thugs drowned themselves. Just to get away from him, they literally drowned themselves. Quite a handful of them. Most swam until they could not anymore, until their body gave up. Showing that Naruto's presence was something terrifying in ways that most couldn't understand. However, Kakashi did tell Hiruzen what Naruto said to him. What he showed. And once again, Kakashi believed that Naruto was no threat to them, but he was just something so powerful that it was hard to understand. When they turned their gaze towards him, "I'm done hiding," said Naruto. "I am powerful, I'm strange, I'm abnormal, but I don't really care anymore. Soon enough word will spread, exactly what I've done, and how special I am. And I want them to know, whoever is out there," said Naruto. "I'm looking forward to the challenging. The strength of my enemies rising. The nations understanding that my power is here within the village." Naruto stood tall, tired of hiding who he is, tired of hiding the power inside of him. It was time that he revealed himself to the world. It was time that he understand the power coursing through his veins. Whether that turned him into a monster, a hero, or something much darker, he will find out. He will find out who Naruto Uzumaki is. But guys, be in subscribe right here. If you want to see next part, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels. All the links will be down in the description. So yeah, without further ado or wasting any more time, let us get the hell out of here. See you guys soon. Peace.